Week 4 of the challenge starts now. Let's get our workout in. We are back to our staple. Walk out to hip dips. Make sure you keep those legs as straight as possible. Come all the way through at the top. Really get a full flexion. We're going to stick with the same amount of reps as you do throughout the whole circuit. So beginner, you got those 8 reps, moderate 12, advanced 14. Make every rep count. Same thing goes for your rounds. I want to challenge each and every one of you. If you've been doing the beginner, step up to the moderate this week. If you've been doing the advanced, add a set. You guys can do this. It's our last week. Big things. Next step here, we're going to have our squats to a high knee, alternating knees. So if you're doing 12 reps, you are going to do 24 total. So each knee raise counts as 1. Next, we go into our X taps. You really want to get that full flexion in your hips, a slight bend in your knees, don't lock them. Come over, reach for your toes. This is going to help warm up the hinge movement for later when we start doing our dumbbell deadlifts. You can see here from the side, I'm hinging back with my butt, throwing my hips forward to bend, come forward, and my knees always have a slight bend in them. Next, we've got our usual lateral lunges. Bring that knee up, challenge yourself, throw those hips back, feet always facing straight forward, pushing off and through that heel. Next, we come into circuit number 1. If you have a kettlebell, if not, you can use a dumbbell, just flip it upside down. Roll those shoulders back, get into your sumo stance. It's going to be a wider squat position. You want to make sure you drop the weight straight down. Don't worry about touching the weight to the floor or anything. Just keep your shoulders rolled back so you don't create an arch in your back when you're doing your squat. Press through those heels. You should really feel this in your inner thigh. You can see my form a little bit better here. My feet are slightly forward and I'm pushing through my heels and coming up and squeezing. Ugly butt squeeze at the top is ever so important. For the next exercise, if you have a Bosu ball, great. This is a fantastic exercise to challenge yourself in your lunges. If not, you can go back to our Bulgarian squats, put your elevated foot up on a bench or a couch, and you can always drop the weights. Here I'm using 20-pound dumbbells. Biggest thing is to make sure you tuck your pelvis and you're going straight down, pushing through that front foot so your knee never goes over your toe. Form is really important here, especially for knee injuries, and it's going to be more challenging. You can see here, I'll show you a little less advanced move. You can drop the weight, shoulders are back, everything's nice and in line. These are hard, but it's week 4 and we're going to push. Here you can see I'm going to pick the weights back up. Get set. Make sure that front foot is out far enough. Tuck up and under, drop it straight down. If you're doing 12 reps, do 12 on each side, 8 on each side, so on and so forth. Drop the weight if you need to. Pushing through that front foot. Next, here I try to be a little bit of a Billy Badass, but my upper body strength just isn't there yet. But if you're looking to push your set of push-ups, you can, same thing, so you want to have that body nice and flat up high on those toes. You can come onto the Bosu ball, and you can do your push-ups here. It's going to be challenging, really works your core as well as your upper body, but it's awesome. I have faith in you guys. Next, we're into circuit number 2 with our dumbbell deadlift. Slight bend in the knees, hinging forward, keeping those weights nice and close, throwing our hips forward to bring the weight up. You can see how my back stays nice and flat and my head goes down with the deadlift. You want to let your eyesight follow. You don't want to keep your head pinned back so you get a curve in your spine. Down and pull. Take the weights as low as is comfortable for you. I have a lot of flexion in my hips, so getting lower and feeling it more in my hamstrings works better for me this way. Here, if you're at home or if you're just not quite comfortable using the weights yet, you can drop the weights and really work on that hinge movement. Keep that slight bend in your knees. Same thing. Next exercise in this circuit is going to be a curtsy lunge. You're going to need to pick up one of your weights. You're going to hold it in your prayer hold right in front. Step back, bring that knee up. You're going to stick to one side at a time. Really exhaust that front leg. Lightly touch that toe back, press through that heel. This is how we get those nice, lovely pear-shaped emoji bums. Lots of curtsy squats. You can drop the weight. You can lighten the weight heavier. That's going to be up to your discretion. Once you do your set number of reps on one side, switch to the other. If the high knee is too much for you as well, you can drop the high knee and just come to the full starting position. Next, you can see me do this move from the front so you can see how far I am curtsying back. You really want to throw that leg back behind you. And third exercise, once again, we have our push-ups. You can do these on your knees. You can do them straight legged. You can do them on a Bosu ball. You can do them on a bench. So many different ways you can do push-ups. It's more, we're just really working on that upper body strength. As girls, I think we neglect our upper bodies a lot. So adding push-ups into a lower body day is really going to help us to advance. Third circuit, it's a killer, but it's awesome. You're back into that wide sumo squat stance, and you got your weighted squat jumps. This is definitely the advanced version. Want to press through those heels, get off the ground, keep those shoulders pulled back, and those knees pressed out on the jump. For the moderate to beginner, you can either stick with normal squats or you can add just a plain old squat jump. But push yourselves here. It's week 4. You guys got this. Next, you're going to have a seated squat to jump. So you can either sit on a chair if you want to not sit down so low, but the Bosu ball is going to be the best. But when you lean back, don't overextend. Use that core up and jump. Come back down. You can notice I sit pretty far forward on the Bosu ball because if you sit too far back, you're going to create an arch in your back and that would be rather painful. Same thing here, you can take out the jump at the top. If you sit down onto a chair, you're obviously not going to lean all the way back, but leaning back is the best and really pushes you to that next level. Here's the modified version. Don't let your butt crack hang out. It's not attractive. Then after you complete this, last but certainly not least, you have push-ups. Push yourself this week, ladies. You guys got this. It's week 4. You're going to start seeing some results, and you're almost there. Like, enjoy it, and I hope it's becoming a little bit more fun. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope to hear from you all this week. Have a great workout.